Welcome to the latest remote edition of RPPV News, bringing you stories from across the Mornington Peninsula. I'm Catie Sharp, and our top items for this edition are the latest on the COVID-19 pandemic, 5G arrives on the peninsula, Frankston Council calls for food donations, Sorrento's Continental Hotel is sold once more, Deborah Ma looks at the peninsula's koala population, and we welcome back RPPFM's Toe Punt Footy Show. Now for the full stories. First, we go to Shivani Pillay for the latest on the coronavirus pandemic.
As at the 5th of May 2020, the total number of COVID-19 cases in Victoria is 1,423. To date, 18 people have died from coronavirus in Victoria. New confirmed cases include 11 people at a Melbourne meat processing facility in Melbourne's west, taking the total number of cases in this cluster to 45. The company has closed their facility for 14 days and a thorough cleaning process is being undertaken. Victoria's Chief Health Officer, Professor Brett Sutton, said the increase in cases illustrate once again that while we have been flattening the curve, our battle against COVID-19 is far from over. The number of COVID-19 cases in Mornington remains at 60. The message is there's no room for complacency and stage 3 restrictions need to remain in place. Social distancing still applies and fines are being issued for breaches. The COVID Safe app has over 1.5 million downloads as at the 5th of May. The app is said to be essential to contain the spread and ease restrictions across the country. Drive-through testing is being conducted on the mezzanine level at Bayside Shopping Centre in Frankston as part of a major testing blitz across the state to test up to 100,000 in 2 weeks and to better understand how the virus is spreading through the community and set us up for potential easing of restrictions. Testing is free if done through a public health facility or a GP offering bulk billing. Peninsula testing clinics are located at Peninsula Health, Eleanora House at Rosebud Hospital from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Follow the signs as entry is separate to the main hospital entrance. Frankston Hospital at 12 Hastings Road in Frankston from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Again, follow the signs to the separate entry. Atticus Health Medical Clinic in Hastings in the car park by appointment only, and Rosebud Skin Cancer Clinic by appointment only. For further advice, call the 24-hour coronavirus hotline on 1800 675 398, your general practitioner, or the state coronavirus government online self-assessment tool. Dunkley MP Peter Murphy has told RPPFM Breakfast that the impact of COVID-19 is beginning to hit home across the electorate. With unemployment set to rise, Ms Murphy is keen that local constituents contact her office to help formulate policies and raise matters with government. The lockdown has affected the federal parliament also. However, Ms Murphy says there will be sitting days next week and she is anxious to be able to voice the needs and issues bothering Dunkley residents. Care packages of non-perishable food and essential hygiene items are available for those who are at risk of getting COVID-19, who do not have support or are experiencing hardship. Contactless delivery is available. Call the Mornington Peninsula Shire on 1300 850 600 to register to receive a care package. And a week after opening a site in Rosebud, Headspace has come to Hastings. The mental health support service for young people is now open at the Atticus Regional Medicentre. This is welcome news for young people struggling with COVID-19 restrictions who can access the service on Tuesdays and Wednesdays or by appointment. And in good COVID-19 news, the Shire is encouraging us to get outside and take a backyard safari and discover wildlife, flora and fauna. Connecting with nature is one of the best ways we can improve our health and well-being during this stressful time. Share your encounters with wildlife in your backyard or on a local walk by sending photos and videos, #MournPenBiodiversity, or on the Shire Facebook page. That's the COVID-19 update. I'm Shivani Pillay. Back to you, Katie.
Thank you, Shivani. Telstra's 5G network is up and running on the Peninsula. The first sites have gone live in Sorrento, Blairgowrie and Rye, which means higher speeds and greater capacity for people using 5G devices. This will expand into Tukaruk, Fingal, Rosebud, Bonio and Dramana. However, at least 2 protest groups are unhappy with the news. Anti-5G groups in Rosebud and Mount Eliza claim the technology has not been sufficiently tested for side effects. Frankston City Council has set up 5 food donation drop-off points to help those in need in this particularly difficult time. The council is inviting residents of Frankston City to donate packaged long-life food at the following sites: Coles inside Coringal Village Shopping Centre, Coles inside the Gateway Shopping Centre, Ritchie's IGA at Seaford, Coles at Carrum Downs Plaza, and the Level 1 information desk outside Myer at Bayside Shopping Centre. It appears the Continental Hotel in Sorrento has been sold, and after 5 years and 3 failed attempts, it is to finally be restored to its former glory. Melbourne developer Trenery Property Group has bought the site for a reported $14.5 million. Frankston City Council is seeking community feedback on improving domestic animal services as part of the new 4-year plan. Frankston City Council Mayor Sandra Mayer said this was a terrific opportunity for residents to contribute their thoughts about a range of matters, including cat curfews, fence-free roam areas on the foreshore, and the walking of dogs on sports ovals. Go to the Frankston City Council website for more details. Coming up after the break, Deborah Marr begins her investigation into the state of the Peninsula's koala population.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
David Bark Appliances in Rosebud, where top brands cost you less. Giving 27 years of trusted local service, David Bark Appliances, more local than the footy. Check the David Bark website, 1263 Point Nepean Road, Rosebud, 5986 5544.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meets. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meets are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meets Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meets. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meets, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Welcome back. Large pockets of local bushland are being cleared to make way for housing estates and industry. More than ever, land conservation is crucial for the survival of native wildlife on the Mornington Peninsula. Reporter Deborah Marr met with Dirk Jansen, president of the Mornington Peninsula Koala Conservation Committee, to discuss what the future holds for the local koala population, their chance of survival, and how we can help.
Welcome, Dirk. Thank you for joining me today. Now, I just want to start by saying that it's people's perception of the peninsula that it's green and verdant. We know that that's not exactly true because we are losing our vegetation and habitat. Can you just go through a little bit about the actual number of koalas that you think are still on the peninsula?
Sure, thank you for having me. So in terms of numbers, it's a really difficult story. We do know that koalas are declining massively across the Mornington Peninsula. Long-term residents, wildlife carers, the Shire, Parks Victoria, everyone is acknowledging that they're declining. Our wildlife carers are saying that they think the decline could be even upwards of 50%, simply because they are getting so much, or so few animals into care these days that over the years you can gauge the decline very dramatically.
Now, I believe that there's almost 70% of vegetation that koalas eat are on private property. How do we get to these people? How do we talk to the owners of these properties
that's actually one of the big issues that we have on the Mornington Peninsula, or probably the primary factor for the decline of koalas on the Mornington Peninsula is the fragmentation of habitat. And what that means is pretty much, we know that less than 30% of habitat is on public land. So people saying the Shire or Parks Victoria need to do more still will only affect 30% of available habitat. We do know that around about 70% of habitat is on private property. And lately with the bushfire regulations and generally with the state of the planning regulations, you can clear your block almost entirely, either when you're building or just, when you're buying a house and you're moving to the peninsula. So there's very little regulation in place, and so we are fragmenting, 70%, the largest chunk of habitat that is available, we're fragmenting very, very quickly. And people don't mean to make bad decisions or harm koalas. Often it's ignorance, and people just don't know even that there's koalas still on the Mornington Peninsula or in their area. And by the time, you make a decision to cut down potentially hundreds of years old trees, then it's already too late.
Now, we want to plant more trees, and there are certain trees that koalas will eat. And if we suggest that we plant them in one pocket, and then say, for example, Mount Martha, and then we want to plant more trees, say in summers, we know that koalas have to travel to get to those trees. So they're faced with road crossings, domestic dogs, cattle, and the like. So do we need to put in more biolinks? And if you could explain what a biolink is.
Sure. So one important factor, firstly, is that koalas are not present on the Nepean Peninsula. So anywhere from sort of Rosebud, Cattle Sound onwards to Portsea, there's no koalas on the Nepean Peninsula. But koalas pretty much occur, everywhere else on the Mornington Peninsula where there's enough forest cover and where there's enough trees left. Yes, we need to plant, a lot more trees. It may surprise people that we have less than 30% of tree cover left on the Mornington Peninsula. So most of the peninsula is cleared, even though it looks nice and green. Most of it has been cleared.
It becomes a norm, doesn't it? It becomes the norm, and
yes, and it looks, the rolling green hills of paddocks still look nice to the eye, but from a conservation point of view or a wildlife point of view, they're useless. So really, we need to restore tree cover, create enough forest cover, and biolinks in that way are obviously critically important, because it is unrealistic to think that we could achieve 100% of tree cover again across the peninsula. It's used for agriculture, there's townships.
Who is responsible for clearing the land? Are we looking at, we've talked about landowners, but we talk about industry and big business as well. Are they part of the issue here?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a couple of examples of that. There's obviously land clearing lately that happened near the AGL proposed site that they've already started clearing land. The quarry in Dromana, they are proposing that they want to clear large amounts of bushland in Arthur's Seat, which is a prime stronghold for koalas, obviously. Is, you know, those small decisions over a long period of time that just create this decline. And for me, that's actually much more difficult to manage because it's not as easily noticeable. You know, if you cut a tree down, you know, here or there, and over a year, there's maybe a few trees here and there in different parts of the peninsula. But, you know, over years and decades, all of a sudden that all adds up to a massive amount of tree cover that we're losing.
The Mornington Peninsula Shire are certainly supportive of you and what you're doing, and many other conservation type groups. Are they able to present their case to the planning minister, Richard Wynne, or how is all that placed with them? Because we know that VCAT can come in and just completely wipe everything, and they're not, you know, the Mornington Shire are not the only, just don't have the last say, it's others.
Yeah, and they certainly do advocate, and I know the Mornington Shire is very, very concerned about what's happening in our green wedge and how we're sort of slowly eroding the quality of the green wedge on the Mornington Peninsula. And they do advocate to the planning minister, but unfortunately, none of it is quick. It takes a very, very long time, and I personally believe in, if people want to do the right thing, that is a much better outcome. And if people sort of from ground up, you know, realize what is happening. And I think it is happening. The community response for us has been absolutely fantastic. So while we're waiting for the regulations to catch up, I think as a community, there's a lot that we can do very, very easily.
Time. Yes. Finally, Dirk, if people are interested, our viewers are interested in joining the group or finding out more about how they can help and support you and the other people who are interested, where can they go?
Okay, so definitely Facebook, so Mornington Peninsula Koala Conservation on Facebook, and we're probably the most active there. We do have Insta, which is MP_koalas. And our website as well, you can sign up to become a member of our group on our website, which is mpkoalas.org.au.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Dirk. That's Dirk, President of the Mornington Peninsula Koala Conservation. And I'm Deborah Ma, reporting for RPPV. Back to you, Catie.
Deborah Ma reporting. Thank you, Deborah. Frankston Council has issued a statement saying it is disappointed in an article in last week's Herald Sun, which incorrectly stated that the council intended to apply for an exemption to the state government's mandated 2% rate cap. The council says it has no intention to increase rates beyond the 2% rate cap or apply to the Essential Services Commission for an exemption to do so. Peninsula Brewers have banded together to keep local beer afloat. The Mornington Peninsula Brewers Beach Box is a mixed 12-pack with 2 styles of beer from 6 independent breweries in the region. It contains beer from the peninsula's oldest craft brewery, Red Hill, to one of its newest, 2 bays, along with Jetty Road, St Andrews Beach, Mornington Peninsula and Daintree breweries. Under the hashtag Keeping Local Alive initiative, the Beach Box is an opportunity for people to support local businesses. A limited run of the 12-pack will be available from all good bottle shops. And RPPV's Toe Punt Footy Show has made its much-anticipated return last weekend. One of the highlights was Sean Connell of the AFL Southeast, who joined Michael Voss, Neil Craig and Peter Susovich. Conceding these are difficult days for the local code, Sean said the competition has been heartened by a recent survey of clubs as the league looks at options for play going forward. Also on the program, Adrian Lloyd, CEO of the Frankston Football Club, said these are tough times for the games, but that the Dolphins are travelling well under the circumstances. Frankston and some other independent clubs have been exchanging ideas about some form of truncated competition this year. We look forward to hearing more. And now for the weather with Lisa.
Lisa Lenoble bringing you the Mornington Peninsula 6-day forecast this Thursday, the 7th of May. Let's take a look at this week's weather and our extended forecast. So today we'll see a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 21. Windy with a sunny morning, slight chance of a shower in the afternoon. Winds will be northerly 45 to 65 k's, decreasing to 35 to 50 k's in the middle of the day, then turning northwesterly 30 to 40 k's in the late evening. On Friday, we'll see a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 19. Mostly sunny, slight chance of a shower and most likely in the evening. Winds will be northwesterly 25 to 40 k's, tending northerly 25 to 35 k's during the afternoon. On Saturday, we'll have a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 14. Cloudy, showers, wind with possible hail in the afternoon and the evening. Winds will be north to northwesterly 25 to 35 k's, turning westerly 35 to 50 k's during the morning. On Sunday, happy Mother's Day, wishing you all a restful day, and I hope you get some pampering in on this very special day. We'll have a minimum of 7, a maximum of 14, partly cloudy with high chance of a shower, most likely during the morning, with possible hail, so a good day to get pampered. Winds will be westerly 25 to 40 k's. On Monday, we'll see a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 16. Partly cloudy, medium chance of a shower. Winds will be west to northwesterly 20 to 30 k's. On Tuesday, we'll have a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 17. Partly cloudy, high chance of a shower. And winds will be northwesterly 20 to 30 k's, turning westerly 15 to 25 k's during the day. That's it from me, wishing you all a very safe and happy week. Thanks very much for watching on RPPV. I'll see you next week.
And that's all from our team here at RPPV News, serving the community with stories that matter to you. Stay home, stay safe, wash your hands and get your flu shots. Please keep watching and tell your friends. Bringing you the news from coast to coast across the Mornington Peninsula, I'm Catie Sharp. See you for the next edition.